Welcome to the No BS Spiritual Book Club's live streaming interview series, where leading new thought teachers, speakers, and authors share the intimate stories behind the 10 best spiritual books that inspired them the most on their spiritual journey. From well-known classics to hidden gems you might never have heard of, the No BS Spiritual Book Club saves you time and money by sharing reliable recommendations from those who've walked the path before you. The No BS Spiritual Book Club, the only No BS guide to the best spiritual books to inspire your own journey of self-discovery. Here's your host, founder of the No BS Spiritual Book Club, Sandie Sedgbeer.
Hello and welcome. Joining me today to share the 10 best spiritual books that inspired him the most on his life journey is Japan's #1 best-selling personal development guru, Ken Honda, whose book sales surpass 8 million copies. After studying law in Tokyo, Ken Honda became a business consultant and investor, owning and managing several businesses, which allowed him to retire at the age of just 29 to spend time with his newborn daughter. But then a second career beckoned, and he became an author, a speaker, a workshop leader, and a creator of mentoring programs, which have impacted millions of people by helping them heal their relationship with money and find happiness. Ken's latest book is Happy Money, the Japanese art of making peace with your money. He's also the creator of the Happy Millionaire Mentality mini course. Ken Honda, welcome.
Hello, Sandie. I'm so happy to be invited to your show.
It's good to meet you, Ken. So you've always known that you loved books, long before you started writing them yourself.
Right. I never thought of writing a book, actually. And I was in heaven when I have a cup of coffee or tea and a book. And I'm in my retreat center. We have thousands of books here that I have collected over the years. So I never thought of writing, but I really enjoy reading. So I think I'm in the right place to be.
How old were you when you encountered your first spiritual book, or the book that, impacted you and led you onto a different path?
Yeah, when I think back, I think probably I was 17 or 18. I've read several books done by Japanese people, and also some of the translations that I'm going to talk about today. And these books have really opened up to new possibilities, especially the people of the world that we cannot really touch. But when we think of life, the most important things in life, for example, love, friendship, trust, those things are not really tangible. You cannot really touch it. So I think I was more aware of what's going on in the world. Later on, I was going to talk about money and energy. So I think I started to look at life and the world through the eyes of spiritual world.
Yeah. Well, your first book was Momo by Michael Ender, and that was published in 1973. And you first read this in college. Tell us about the impact that book had on you and why.
So I don't know if you are familiar with this book. It's a kid's book. And so many Japanese kids read these books when you're in your grade school, maybe junior high. It's very deceiving because it's about a book on time. But since it's written in a format that it's for kids, you think it's for kids' books. But actually, the theme is how you deal with time. So I don't want to spoil the fun, but it's about a girl who's exploring against these men in suits who are just collecting time from people. So where there's a time bank, so people deposit their time so they can get it back when they retire or something. And it's the whole thing is a scam. So it's just for kids adventure books, and there's a movie uh, on this book too. But it's so fascinating, and you just start thinking how you want to spend your time.
I remember seeing a movie that was people got paid in time. Yeah, and
Hmm.
if you had only the wealthy had lots of time, and the other
Right,
were in danger of running out.
right,
Mm.
exactly. So the time is so precious, but and it's given to us 24 hours at a time, but we take it for granted.
Yeah, we certainly do. We miss so much because we take it for granted.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
that's the book.
book 2, Creating Money, Sanaya Roman, and yeah, Creating Money, Keys to Abundance. There were many books on creating money that Sanaya wrote, but this particular one I think is probably the first.
Uh-huh. Yes, and this actually I have it here in Japanese, and it's a translation, and it's such a fascinating book because it opened up a new possibility that I started to see things more energetically. So I started to see money as an energy. So it's just about a spiritual book, but creating money from a different perspective. So this book will really open up to a new level that you see things very differently.
Yeah, you said that it you felt that it touches our emotions in unexpected ways. People, the only emotion most people feel around money, the only
Hmm.
two emotions are either
Hmm.
despair when they don't have any and exhilaration when they think that they've gained more than they should.
Yes, exactly. So those things in this book. So you're going to learn a lot if you like my books.
Mm. And if people haven't read your books, then do you think that this might inspire them to do so?
Yes, definitely, because it invites you to a new world, and creating money is not just the numbers, but it's your energy and how you do it.
Mm. And that was a revelation to you that money was
Exactly.
energy. It's a hard
Yeah,
one for people to grasp.
right. Can say it again, please?
Hard. It's hard for some people to grasp that money is energy.
Yes, but when you think of it, when you get money, you feel sometimes very good, sometimes very squeezed, or sometimes you become a slave,
Mm.
because we feel the energy behind money, and the control and the love and the hostility behind the money. We feel it as an energy. So we feel it actually all the time.
Mm. And later on, after we finish talking about your 10 best books, you can
Mhm.
give us a few tips about that.
Sure.
Okay, so book number 3 is The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield,
Mhm.
1993. And you said you were in your 20s when you came across this book.
Yes, that was more about a big awakening for me because I think I read it in 1904 or something, right after the book came out. So it wasn't even just he started publishing from a small publishing house, and I think that's where I got it from my spiritual teacher then. So that's how I wanted to write stories. It really inspired me without knowing at the time. And I wrote later on. I wrote about 15 years later. I wrote a book called Nine Letters. It's going to be out in English soon, but it's about an adventurous story that one person is guided to a new spiritual awakening. So my new English book that will come out is sort of like inspired by this book. So I forever appreciate the book that I read in my 20s.
Yes, you said you did quite a bit of traveling when you were younger, and later on you realized that you too were on a journey of synchronicities and awakening when you were traveling around the world.
Yes, exactly. I have interest in destiny that I bump into very interesting people at the airport, at the airport lounge, and the bathroom. Somehow, I just happen to have the most interesting chat with strangers.
Mm. Book number 4 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Some people
Yes.
call it Kiyosaki, some call him Kiyosaki. I don't know the correct way to pronounce that. You might. Um,
Right. Yeah, I
but
think
tell us about this one,
yeah, it's in Japanese it's Kiyosaki. That means
Kiyosaki.
pure or clean river. But so Mr. Kiyosaki's book really opened up to another world too, the world of investing. So I was already retired when this book came out. So I had lots of time, and then I was so fascinated. And at the same time, I got depressed after reading this book because I didn't want to become a writer, but I wanted to share information like this. So I feel like he wrote everything um, for me, and also he wrote everything. That means like there's no job left for me.
Yeah.
So then I realized that I have this need or desire to write. That really shocked me, and it took me another 3 years to start writing because I felt like he wrote everything. But there's this rich dad and poor dad. His real dad, a school teacher who didn't know anything about money, and also there's another dad who's best friend's daddy. Excuse me. Sorry. So who had lots of money but no education. So I started coming up with the ideas of money EQ instead of money IQ that Robert Kiyosaki is teaching. So money IQ and money EQ are both important, but people focus on money IQ, which is what Robert is teaching, and I teach money EQ, emotional intelligence. So this Rich Dad Poor Dad inspired me to start teaching on money intelligence, financial, and also emotional intelligence, which sort of like started my career. So I really appreciate this book too.
This book really did tap into something for many, many people. I mean, it became a massive bestseller.
It's sold about 40 million copies
Yeah.
worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just goes to show how interested we are in money. So
So,
what would you say is the difference then between money IQ and money EQ?
I've interviewed so many people, and the smartest people with money often make stupid mistakes emotionally. So that's why a lot of hedge funds and legitimate banks go bankrupt. They're driven by greed, and so they are so smart in numbers. So they understand about the money financial intelligence side, but they totally forget about money emotional side. That's why they know it's not right. They know it's gone wrong. They know it could lead to catastrophe, but they do it anyway because the numbers game just gets them into this money game.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because one would assume that all of these bankers, these very important people,
Hmm.
they're ordinary human beings. They
Right.
have families. They obviously must have experienced love and compassion and all the finer emotions. But somehow, when they're doing their job,
Hmm.
that doesn't seem to come into it at all, does it?
Right. Right. So somehow you lose touch with your emotions.
Mm.
So that way, those smart people become monsters, and they lose track of what's right for people.
Yeah, seems like a complete split. They're totally in the left brain.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
what's happening in the world, which scares me a lot.
Mm. Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. Book number 5, Divine Intuition, Your Inner Guide to Purpose, Peace and Prosperity by Lynn A. Robinson. And this was
Yes.
published in 2001.
Right. So I moved to United States in 2005 or six for 2 years. And I read this book then, so it's about 4 years after the publication. And I got this intuition that I really wanted to meet this author. It never happened to me. So I thought, as long as I was in the US, I'm in US, I can probably meet this person within 5, 6 hours, instead of flying over the Pacific. And I found out that she lives 5 minutes from where we live. And then we became very close friends. And last week we did a seminar together. So we've been friends for almost 17, 18 years. But she opened the door for a new world of intuition, and which is very important.
I understand that she's considered one of the leading experts on intuition.
Exactly. She has a many celebrity clients, and then she receives the intuitive information and just passes on to many people. And her style is very unique, and she's very positive. So I'm so afraid of seeing psychic people who tell you negative things about life. Bad things is going to happen to you. Lynn will never say anything negative. So I always feel relaxed, and she always sees my good possibilities. That's why I like her.
Good. Well, we're going to take a short break now. We'll be back with more from Ken Honda in just a few moments, so stay tuned.
Om Times TV.
Maya Angelou once said that there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. I'm Sandie Sedgbeer, and when I'm not hosting Om Times Media's flagship radio show What Is Going On and the No BS Spiritual Book Club, I help people share their untold stories. Books are my life, my joy and my passion, and there is no greater reward than helping aspiring writers get their books out of their heads and into the hands of those who are waiting to read them. If you feel that you have a book in you but don't know where to begin, visit Sedgbeer.com. Click on the Work With Me tab and find out how my experience helping others tell their stories might be just what you've been looking for. That's Sedgbeer.com, SEDGBEER.com.
Imagine becoming a super influencer. Reinvent yourself, invest in your brand, and then manifest your success with a robust spheric approach. Om Times Media and Broadcasting offers a unique and multifaceted way to become the spiritual and conscious influencer you deserve to be by putting your message across our powerful platform with its proven record of integrity and excellence. Through our produced shows, Om Times offers the opportunity to become a social media TV personality, a radio show host, an Om Times magazine columnist, and a syndicated podcaster, all in one shot. By live streaming your show on Om Times TV and broadcasting it across the extensive Om Times radio and TV networks, you become more than a host. You become an ambassador and a force for positive change. Om Times. Open yourself to the possibilities.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Welcome back. Ken Honda, book number 16. Number 6, you're only allowed 10, is one that really did take the world by storm. I've noticed that every so many years, a book comes out like Celestine Prophecy that just, wipes everything off the table. And then the one that came on the heels of that many years later was this one, which is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, which was published in 2006. So tell us about the impact that book had on you.
So of course it changes your perspectives. How to attract the things you want. And at the time, I think I was in North America, spending a couple of years. So I saw the book Secret is everywhere. And then what's interesting is about 10 years after this big phenomenon, I was invited to a writers group called Transformational Leadership Council, where 70% of the Secret teachers are the members. So I became very close to the people who are in Secret, like Dr. John Gray, Jack Canfield, and Dr. John DiMartini. And 2 weeks ago, I was with Reverend Michael Beckwith. So I became very close to these people who are in Secret. So not only changed my fate, but at the same time, 10 years and 13 years later, it became a power force to change or uplift my career too, because all these secret people were cheering me on to the book launch of Happy Money. That's why it became an international bestseller. So this book is very interesting for me in so many ways.
Did you follow some of the things that they say about the affirmations, etc.? Did you really practice this?
Yes, because I was nobody. I was just a happy dad 3 years before this book. And then I sold almost 9 million copies of my books. I never had this writing education or nothing. But I just started writing in my kitchen table, and I published more than 200 books and sold 9 million copies. I think it's because I was taking advantage of the law of attraction myself.
Yeah. You said you actually had a dream about meeting some of those people long before you did meet them.
But I know they bump into my life too. Like, Ken, I knew I was going to meet you, and then I don't want to be another person like that. But I had this clear vision of just hanging around with these people, just playing by the beach, and 10 years later, I was in the beach and playing with these guys. So it became true. So whatever you have in your mind could potentially come true, even though it could be regarded as a house nation in your mind. Because I had this vision of becoming a writer 22 or 3 years ago. And I thought I was going crazy because how can I think that I'm nobody? I didn't go to college for writing. And how can I believe that I'd be a writer? But I became one. So even if you have this craziest idea in your head, it can achieve if you just keep trusting it.
Yeah. Book number 7 is the classic Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, published in 1937. Maybe, the book that started the whole movement of people using their intention to change their lives.
Yes. And I got this signed autographed book by Napoleon Hill a few years ago in a bookstore in Oregon, Portland. And I was so happy to see a real autographed copy, which was signed in the year that I was born by Dr. Hill. So Think and Grow Rich has been impacting my life, in my business, in my career. So I really think whatever you think can really manifest. And also, I didn't put it in here, but Think and Grow Rich by my friend Pam Kraut is also another book that I can recommend. Instead of Think and Grow Rich, Thank and Grow Rich. That's another.
Think and Grow Rich. Yeah. Well, about Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's book, you actually wrote in your written descriptions on the website that you did some experiments to see if you could create your own reality, and you spent a whole year thinking about what should be the most unlikely and impossible things for a 22-year-old to do. Tell us what you were thinking about and what happened.
I wanted to give my test a graduation test. I had this career path of becoming an accountant and a tax lawyer, or I'll just do something very unique, which I really wanted to have. So I ended up having a dream of meeting one of our prince and in person. And that seems so impossible for me to do as a 22-year-old boy. And but in 6 months later, it became reality. I became very close to Prince Takamaro, but who passed away a few years after. So that's why I'm helping his wife, Princess Takamaro's foundation in Japan. I'm helping her raise funds in Japan. So what happened 30 years ago is still influencing my life.
What does the foundation do?
They are more environmental foundation. It's conserving environmental thing, forest for birds, and all the great things that they're doing.
So, a change from money, we're now going to talk about love, because book number 8 is Love is Letting Go of Fear by psychiatrist Gerald Jampolsky. This was originally published in 1979, and there have been several editions since then.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I had this privilege of translating one of his books into Japanese, which now became best and long sellers here. And his view in life really touched my heart in a very deep place. He says there are only two communications in life: love or fear. So it's an act of love or act of asking for love. So if you see an angry person, he or she is angry, they're crying for love. So since his book or his books, I've started to look things in a different way. So I see things through the windows of love. So like Rich Dad and Think and Grow Rich, those books changed my perspectives in a financial ways. This love is letting go of fear. These books have led me into more loving person.
Yeah, you said it also led you to A Course in Miracles.
Yes. Course in Miracles is another book I thought of putting it, but a lot of people are doing it, I guess.
They are.
So Course in Miracles have been the base of my teaching. And also I use a lot of Zen techniques too. So money is a neutral energy. So I'm using a lot of Course in Miracles principles and take it to more Zen approach when you study about money. That way you can have a certain distance, a healthy distance from money, which transforms your relationship with money. So I really love these books.
Book number 9. The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity by Julia Cameron. And that was published in 1992. And an incredible book, incredible piece of work.
Yes. I'm sure a lot of people are just talking about this book. And I came to know this after I became an author. And I didn't think being an author isn't being an artist. But her perspective just gave me an idea that writing books could be an art too. So since then, I look at myself as an artist, and I started to grow my hair a little bit. Then I kind of like act more like an artist, and I really enjoyed that because I was just a boring accountant in my words. I had a short hair and just nice suit and tie, and that's what you're supposed to look. And then I became the opposite direction. I went to an opposite direction. So I really enjoyed these artist way ideas. about starting your morning page and
Mm.
let creative juice out. That's how I bought this and renovated the whole thing that I'm in here. This whole building, I bought it to enrich my artist side of my life. So I'm surrounded by thousands of books, and I have a movie room and a music room, and this whole facility gives me a stimulation as an artist.
Have you taken up painting?
Not that part. I don't think I'm talented, so I'm more toward music and also other form of art.
Book number 10, I would say that this one, along with the 4 Agreements, is probably, it comes up the most frequently, and it is
Uh-huh.
The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and this was
Mhm.
published in 1988.
Yeah, I wanted to pass this because I'm sure a lot of people talk about this, but I wanted to bring it in here because I'm going to write a book like this in a different way, and the money is a theme. So my newest English book, 9 Letters, is sort of like that. It's about a boy who's guided by synchronicity. So this alchemist has given me so much inspiration. So let's see what's going to come out in the next few years. I started writing it already. So you may remember a few years later, oh, Ken was talking about Alchemist, and his
Yeah.
book is sort of like that in a different way. But
You
so
said
this
it,
book,
you said it inspired to travel more, inspired you to travel more.
right. So I love traveling. I love meeting new people. I just got back from India. I went to Rishikesh, the sacred place for yoga. I attended the International Yoga Festival. Nikatan, a beautiful center. And I've been inspired by visiting so many places. And I think this book is the cause of all things.
You said it led you back to your hometown to
Hmm.
find your true purpose in life. Tell me a bit
Right.
about that.
So it's sort of like Alchemist in a sense. I did a little bit of my vision quest to discover my roots. So I've never visited my place I was born for probably 45 years or something. And then the town I was born into, I was walking and I was looking at the map, and the area is totally different. But the town called Kimpeicho, that means money, peace, town, literally. And then what? I was born in a town called Money, Peace Town? And I got so excited, and it brought me into tears because that's I was born to do. My mission is to transform people's relationship with money in a more peaceful way. And I happen to be born in a town, Money Peace Town. How cool is that?
Yeah, very, very significant. So, excuse me, that's your 10 best list.
Hmm.
Let's talk about you. You've said that you publish from 3 to 6 books a year, and at your
Hmm.
busiest, you published 18 books in a single year. How do you
Yes.
do that?
No. I was doing a online book salon. That means people get a book a month, and we charge only $8.88, and you can get online book a month, and we had like 20,000 people membership. So the company wanted me to keep going, but it took me 2 years and a half. So I wrote 30 books for them, and I took one theme and then formed 3 editors, and I start speaking about the book, and then these people transcribe what I say, and then make it more like a book form and just send it to me. So
Ah,
they're not a ghostwriters. They write whatever I said, and then I just rewrite it, and then that's online books, and then I write these physical books. I have a lot, and then I keep writing on many different themes and never seem to run out.
So you don't find it hard to come up with ideas?
That part, no. But physically, it could be exhausting. So I have this special way of practicing, loosen up my muscle so I don't have any pain in my shoulders or elbows. So I can keep writing.
What do you like best, teaching, speaking, mentoring, or writing?
Actually, I do everything for a change. When I'm a little bored with writing, I go into teaching. And I teach online classes for thousands of people. That's like more hyperactive energy. And then I go into a cave. I'm surrounded by books, and I don't see any people in this vicinity, only deer and other wild animals. So I'm on my family is back in Tokyo. I'm going back to Tokyo now. So I really enjoyed a full day of solidity, and then I can really concentrate on my writing. So I enjoy that part of myself, and also at the same time I enjoy mixing with people, mentoring people, and that gives me creative ideas and juice, and then go back to the mountain.
Now, you said earlier that you became a member of the Transformational Leadership Council. You're the
Mhm.
first person from Japan to be
Yes.
elected
Uh-huh.
into the
Mhm.
council. Tell me, what does the council do? What is its purpose?
So when I was attending the first one, it was Jack or somebody just try to tease me or scare me. The fraternity ceremony that you
Mm.
could do all kinds of weird things, like, and they were just joking. Oh, I forgot to bring the dog to be slaughtered or something. It's not a good joke, but we actually are sort of like a group of people who just share and nourish each other. We give people so much. We teach people, but we have a hard time receiving. And so instead of just teaching from the big podium, we nourish each other. So we share secrets and things that we don't usually talk as a teacher. In other words, we are sharing a more vulnerable sides,
Yeah.
and then we just nourish each other so we can be back and giving back and teaching again.
How often do you meet?
We often twice a year. We meet twice a year, and next one is Ireland, Belfast in July. So for the next 5 years, all the dates are set, but we don't know where we're going to meet. So it's interesting, because people have speaking engagements. So we block the dates first, but we'll just uh, we get the notification about a few months, 6 months before the meeting, and then okay, this time is Hawaii, that's closer. Next time is Belfast, that's a little bit far away. So but we fly from anywhere we are, and to kind
It's
of
like a brotherhood. Do you have
yes,
female members?
about probably half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah, or maybe female members a little bit. I haven't really counted, but there are a big variety of people, very interesting,
Are,
and the common thing is they're loving.
are you not tempted when you're all together, you're all in the same place at once, to put on
Mhm.
some super event, where suddenly people have got access to not just one of you, but several of you?
I think there were talks like that, but we're doing it so much, so like this is not an event. So
Mm,
I think that's a way of like turning the switch off, I guess.
yeah, yeah.
So we are not allowed to do any social media stuff while we are in the meetings. Otherwise, people come, try to see us. But since we're usually stuck in a resort somewhere, remote, far away, we have our own very secret time to nurture one another.
Mm. Well, let's talk about money because I think it's a very popular subject. What is
Mhm.
the secret to developing a healthy relationship with money?
I think that if there's only one thing, you have to know when is enough and how much is enough. We are driven by marketing and ideas that more is better. So I once interviewed with a very wealthy person who has a public company, and I asked him, "When did you start feeling wealthy?" I thought he's 25 or 30, or when he took his company to public, or he made his first $100 million. And he thought for a moment, and he said, "I don't think I'm wealthy." And I was surprised. And why do you say that? He said, "I don't have a private jet." And then I bump into somebody who had a private jet. I asked the same question. He said, "Oh, I'm not wealthy. I know I'm just a small potato." Why is that? And he pulls over to his uh, private jet terminal, like Terminal E or something. And then he's so small because around his small airplane, there's so many big ones, like president has. So he's complaining, "My plane only seats 6 people. It's just like a car. But here you are, like a big airplanes with living room and a piano, grand piano, and everything is in so and I don't feel I'm particularly wealthy because all his friends are like that. So I realized that you have to know when is enough. Otherwise, you will be driven. If your private jet is small, you want a bigger one. And then if you have a big private jet, you want to change the whole furnitures into uh, Hermes or something, high brand. And then there's no end to it.
I remember back in the crash of 2008 reading about somebody, multimillionaire, who had committed suicide because
Mhm.
he was down to his last 2 million,
Right,
which, you know, really supports what you've just said. That
right.
clearly was not enough for him. But it becomes like a disease, doesn't it? When people they don't see how much they've got. Their eye is always on more, more, more.
Yes, yes. So that's why I wrote a book about 10 years ago. It's for a kids book. It's like Momo. So the title is Where Has My Money Gone? And it's about Elephant's Village. It's going to be out a few weeks, so you're going to enjoy reading it. It teaches about how money can influence your life emotionally, and unless you really get this, you will be driven by money and all the marketing ideas that you're
Mm,
supposed to spend more money.
mm. You also teach about happiness. People
Hmm.
often think that money is the ultimate secret to happiness. What do
Hmm.
you think?
So money can buy happiness to some extent because it definitely money can do all the chores. So you can let other people handle your stuff, but you cannot buy happiness because happiness comes in when you do what you love. When you truly enjoy your life, money comes in, and then if you can enjoy your money, it really enriches your life. But money itself does not really help you to feel happiness because most of the happiness factor comes in form of relationships. If your relationships are good, you become happy, and money can help you to have a better relationship with your family members, your clients, your close friends. But if you're really messed up with money, your relationships could be in danger too, because a lot of reasons for divorce is money related issues.
Mm,
So if you do money right, it helps you to gain happiness. But happiness has different factors, and money can help you. So it's like money can take you to a certain extent, but you have to climb the mountain
mm.
from that place.
Some people feel, this concept that doing what you love
Mhm.
means that the money will automatically follow. Some people will answer, yes, but I don't have enough money to do what I love. I'm too busy earning a living.
Right,
So
right.
what do you say to them?
Yes, that's why I wrote my national bestseller about also 12, 13 years ago. The title is Do What You Love and Make Sure Money Follows You. Because the people know about the first part, first half is do what you love. The second half is make sure money follows you. You have to have a system set up. So doing what you love brings you the money. So, for example, if you just stop blogging and then just keep doing it every day, that's great for you, but that doesn't bring you any money. But if you have a contract with a publisher, or if you have a membership site and go on subscription site, like I was doing it, so you can get compensated financially. But if you don't do anything to set up a system financially or have a system to support you, you are not getting compensated. So you have to make sure you set up a system so you don't have to worry about the money for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So with the wisdom that you have gained,
Mhm.
what would you share with your 15, 16-year-old self?
You're saying when I was 15 or 16?
Yeah, if you could talk to your 15-year-old self from the
Oh,
space of wisdom
uh-huh.
that you now have,
Okay, okay.
what are the most important things you would tell yourself?
Okay, thank you. No, I wanted to make sure about my English question, and it could be a little confused. Okay, now I got it. So I would say just discover your gifts, and the gifts are buried in the most surprising place that you never thought. Well, how can I write? For example, for me, I never discovered until I was 33. So I just enjoy discovering your gifts. It's like a treasure hunt. Just figure out what you're good at, figure out what you love, and doing what you love and living with the person whom you love most and surrounded by the most loving people in your life can cause you to feel more happy. So do what you love, find what you're good at, find love for yourself, and the rest will take care of by itself.
Hmm. With all the success you've had, with all the books that you've written, um, what's your next goal? Do you have another goal, or are you going to keep doing what you're doing?
So I'm tempted to stop everything and then start growing organic vegetables once in a while. But I'm too excited to share what I know. So like joining an event or like being interviewed by somebody like you who's so highly intellectual and warm and generous. This can be more fun than organic vegetables. So I love meeting new people. I love sharing what I know because it just impacted my life and I've impacted millions of people's life this way. So I bump into a lot of people who say that their life had changed because of my books. So I will just keep doing more in other languages now. I love doing it in English, even though it's a little hard, but it's a fun challenge for me. So I love teaching in a foreign language, and I start traveling more to Africa and Arabic countries and the places I've never been. And this is my joy and also excitement. So I think I'll keep teaching, keep traveling, keep discovering new things.
Mm. Well, before we close, I want to go back to the beginning and the introduction. And I told our viewers that you retired at the age of 29 to
Mhm.
spend more time with your newborn daughter.
Who is now 24.
I was going to ask you, how old is she now and what is she doing?
Oh, she became a inspirational singer, and we shared the same stage a few times last year. She sings, and I speak. And people love this father-daughter combination. So we're going to probably do a few more before she gets tired of me. So I really enjoy this beautiful relationship. I respect her as a beautiful singer. Her stage name is Stella Venus, and you can Google her name and songs will pop up. And she sings in English, Japanese, and Chinese. So you're going to see it or listen to her music fairly soon. I'm more proud of her than all the books I've done because that's my legacy. She's my legacy who's going to keep inspiring people like I do. So I'm so happy that she's on a different path, but sort of like a same path.
Yeah. Ken Honda, thank you so much for adding your 10 best list to the No BS Spiritual Book Club's library of recommendations. Well, for more information about Ken Honda's latest book, Happy Money, The Japanese Art of Making Peace with Your Money, and all of his other books, his online courses and programs, visit kenhonda.com. That's it for this week. I'm Sandie Sedgbeer. I'll be back at the same time next week with another 10 best interview for the No BS Spiritual Book Club. Till then, it's goodbye from me, and thank you to Ken Honda.
Thank you, everyone.